everyone. Welcome to our call today with Muriel Prior. I'm Judy O'Byrne at Hasmark Publishing International, and my colleague Dave Foley and I are here today to talk to Muriel about her new book, The Best Move of Your Life.
So Muriel, The Best Move of Your Life is about actually moving. So from one household to another, or apartment, or wherever you live, to another place. What inspired you to write such a book?
Well, I'm told that writers bring either past difficulties or successes to print. That was my case. I moved a couple of times and we had difficulties, naturally. So I started writing little notes and put them in an envelope. And of course, we had other moves, and I would gather all these little notes, and you can imagine sorting through. But I was younger, so I could remember a lot of stuff at that point. Right. So then I asked a friend, she's a real estate agent. I said, can I write a book about the organization of moving? And she said, no, it's not going anywhere. So I left it there. About 20 years ago, my husband and I decided we were moving in the Ottawa region. That was my first long distance move because we've always moved around Toronto in a suburb area. And it was my best move. Then I realized I follow my own instruction. That was fantastic. So guess what? The book came back to life. Yes. And to be honest, I must have read that book more than 50 times.
You know what I love about that story is no offense to real estate agents, but when you ask a professional about an opinion, they're the last ones you should ask because they don't know anything about it.
Yeah, exactly. They want the mover, the person who sold and has to move, to think that, oh yeah, this is easy.
Yeah.
You want me to tell you something funny? That yes. Same agent is the one that when I talked to her about 2-3 months ago about my book, she said, this is fantastic, Muriel. You're doing the right thing.
I love it. I love it.
I do
Good.
too. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It was great.
It is great. Okay, and who did you write this book for?
Well, I surmounted a lot of difficulties moving, and I figured that other people probably had the same problem I did, and I should help them. So I made it my goal and my mission to help them to provide ease and comfort for their future move. I want my book to resonate with fun. And you know that moving is stressful. We all know that.
Yep.
So if I can help organize people, it will cut down the stress and it would open up some times. And that time can be used for planning your decoration
and
on
decorating.
Your next house.
And the fun part, exactly.
It is the fun part.
Moving can be fun, right?
It could be. I made it fun. I know.
See, and that's what I love. I love that you just said it. I made it fun. Mm-hmm. Can you imagine everybody on the planet thinking, I'm moving, oh, this is going to be fun, as opposed to the stress that we normally think of in moving? The concept of it's good, but the moving itself, it's like, oh no, did I think of this? So, this is exciting.
Yeah, that's good. So your book, the chapters of your book, each chapter is kind of like a lesson, is a major, I'm going to call it a tip for moving. Which chapter do you think is sort of the number one moving tip that you would like to teach your audience?
When it comes to my book, it's not a chapter or a paragraph. It's my packing schedule. My book has a lot, but the packing schedule is the most important.
Right.
It keeps you organized and on time. And when you know how to pack and what you need to pack, it's essential for a move.
So it does sound like there was a lot of planning put into that.
Yeah.
Just creating a packing schedule. I mean, I've helped people
Absolutely.
move, and they were so not ready for moving because nothing was packed. So I know
Tell
exactly
me
what you're
about
saying.
it. I did it
Yeah,
too.
yeah, we all heard that. So, and, yeah,
Or you leave the worst things to pack to the end. So to have a packing schedule that kind of keeps you on track. Because
Yeah,
that's what I
exactly.
find I tend to do. I go pack here, then I move to here, then I move to here. Packing schedule is incredible. Yeah.
such a good idea.
Yeah, exactly. So what is the greatest lesson for your readers that they can get from reading your book?
Well, like anything else, if you have a good, well organized plan, you get good results. So, knowing what might happen and how you can prevent it will bring you confidence, joy, and ease of mind. You will never forget how easily you got there, and you'll be a pleasure and proud, and you'll be very proud to tell all your friends, I had a successful move.
Isn't that the way it is in life though? Like if you
Everything,
plan and
everything.
organize, yeah, like I know that your book is about moving, but Dave and I had a conversation earlier that
Yeah,
your book actually applies to everything in life
yeah,
because when you plan and you organize, you take the stress out of anything that's going on in your
right.
life, whether it be the beginning of your day, or going away on a trip,
Exactly.
So the lessons that someone would learn from reading your book could be applied to almost anything else in life. Every
Yeah.
worthwhile event requires a lot of planning. And so a lot of people lack the confidence because they can't imagine planning and dealing with all these things. There's so many
Exactly.
different things that go into that. So really,
Mhm,
it's moving. You're talking about moving, but it really applies to so much more.
mhm.
yeah.
That's to me, that's inspiring. I actually like that very. So speaking of inspiration, what inspired you?
A friend of mine from a business breakfast meeting invited me to an event. This event was hosted by Steve Lowell,
Yes.
and the speaker was Peggy McColl. And I knew of her, but very little. So I listened and I was fascinated by everything she was bringing and talking about. And my friend said, Muriel, you're writing a book. Go talk to her. So when the event was over, I went over and I went to take, I would not ask for help on, that's not my style. So I said to her, I'm writing a book. I like a book that would help me write this book. And she said, oh yeah, I do, viral explosions. So the next day I went out, bought that book, and then I started following Peggy on the internet. So I took other program from her and listened, and there was a lot of recommendation, and one of those recommendations was Hasmark Publishing, and I listened to everything she said. And I had to learn to write the marketing, and I thought, can I do it? Can I? But you know, Peggy, she keeps saying, you don't need to know how. And I braved the end result, and here it is. That for sure, she was my biggest inspiration.
I love that story. Yeah, we talk to authors a lot, and one of the things that, especially when you're the first time author, what we say is you're going to love who you're going to become after you go through the process.
That's true.
Because like you say, you don't necessarily know the hows yet. We do. So we take you through that, right? As a publisher, but also Peggy's teaching you the mindset and all the other things that go behind that. And then of course with Hasmark, you're doing the marketing and ebooks and whatever else you're doing, videos just like this, interviews. And by the time you come out on the other side, you've learned so much, you've grown so much, you're so much more confident about who you are and what you can do. So it's wonderful to see that happen.
And I'm glad that you referred to Hasmark Publishing, because again, without you guys, I don't think I would be here today.
Well,
So
you're part of the family now, the
I
Hasmark
am.
family.
Exactly. And we're happy to have you. And there again goes to back to our point a few minutes ago where you talk about planning. Well, even with your book, you knew you wanted to do it. You had the whole thing ready in the concept, and you planned to find somebody to help you get through it. And look what happened. You're making it through, and you're about to launch successfully. But before we do get to who you are and where they can find you, I wanted to ask you, what would be the single most important thing you want to leave the reader with for anyone who's about to move?
Okay, sorry. Plan your move and don't be afraid to ask for help.
Oh, that's a good one. That's excellent. I think that's the one thing we are as human beings are bad at, is asking for help, because we can't do it ourselves.
I know.
And there's a lot of companies out there too. So I'm sure your book is chock full of tips of what to do and where to go. So maybe we can talk about a little bit about where to find you and when are you launching your book?
Yeah.
You can find me. My website is murielprior.com. The email, it's muriel@murielprior.com. Facebook is @murielprior. LinkedIn is Muriel Prior. And please go out and buy it. Buy it for yourself or for a friend. And if you are a real estate agent or a stager, buy it for your clients.
Yes.
Oh, what a great gift.
That's a great housewarming gift.
Yeah.
To the new buyers that are going to be moving in. What a great idea.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you so very much. It was a pleasure talking to you today. I agree with you. Everybody needs to buy this book because you're going to learn more. Everybody moves sooner or later, but it's more about the skill sets that you're going to learn from the book as well. Not to forget that. Muriel, you're awesome. Thank you so very much for your time.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you.
You're great.
Okay. Enjoy your day. Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.